Hi, 1212 Sailor here, and this is going to be my second Pokedex entry. This time I decided I wanted to do one of the actual starters from the original games. Not the yellow version, obviously, because I already did Pikachu, but I actually wanted to do a Fire-type Pokemon this time, so I'm going to go with Charmander. Now, Charmander, in the original show, which was my favorite, Charmander was not one of Ash's first Pokemon. Charmander, he actually willingly went with Ash because his trainer abandoned him, which is not right. And so basically, Charmander went with him of his own free will. In the games, it's a little different. In the games, you get to pick your Pokemon. You have 3 Pokemon you can pick from in the original games. You have Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. And Charmander is the only fire type, obviously. And in the show, it's said that if the flame on Charmander's tail went out, he would die, which I think is one of the first examples of the mention of death in a show that I watched as a child. And the thing was, it always kind of disturbed me a little, because at one point in the show, they actually get dumped into a lake with Charmander out of his Pokeball. But then we see him again and he's fine, so I guess it's okay. Anyway, in the games, Charmander is pretty kick-ass. Charmander doesn't really have much of a personality like he does in the show when he gets screen time. And in the show, when he evolves into Charmeleon, his personality takes a left turn into what the hell? I mean, Charmander was cute and nice and huggable. Charmander was awesome. And then he evolved into Charmeleon, and he was mean and didn't listen, and I didn't really like him after he evolved into Charmeleon. He was even worse as Charizard. He basically decided Ash was an idiot. I won't argue with that one, but still. He basically decided that Ash was an idiot, and he wasn't going to listen to him anymore. And I think that is not cool for the writers of the original Pokemon series. Don't get me wrong, I loved that series. I lived on it when I was little. But the thing was that he basically turned into an ungrateful little 3-year-old. And the thing was, evolving, as I mentioned in one of the episodes that I did with Nintendo the Nintendo Fan 64, evolving is like growing up, so aren't you supposed to get more mature as you evolve? It just didn't make any sense to me in the show. In the games, I never really played with Charmander. I'm more of a water Pokemon kind of girl. And the thing was, because I never really played with Charmander as my starter Pokemon, I never really got used to playing with fire types as my starters, or in my team, really at all. And that's a little bit of my bad. But Charmander is actually a really, really cool Pokemon, and aside from his moody swings in the show, I really, really like the character for Charmander. And in the games, the sad part is he's kind of been cut out of the games since the original games, because you can't catch a Charmander in any of the new games, as far as I know. The only games he's still in are Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And unfortunately, I've never had the opportunity to play those. But I find it really, really cool that they remade those. I'm actually waiting for them to remake the yellow version, because really, it's about time they did. And so, really, Charmander was really cool. His evolution as Charmeleon was everything a middle evolution is supposed to be. More powerful than the first one, but significantly less powerful than the last evolution, which would be which would be Charizard. Charizard is a dragon. That's all I really have to say to describe Charizard. He's a dragon, and he will eat you in the show. Seriously, he is a moody dragon, which is never a good combination. And I really, really like the design for just this evolutionary chain. It really works. And what I mean by that is I like the way that the evolution really works, because it does look like it's not evolving into an entirely new being. It looks like it's more growing up, and that was always what I thought evolution was. And I really enjoy this character in the show until he kind of takes a bright turn into crazy. And I kind of actually miss Charizard, because he's not in any of the new stuff from the shows and the movies. He basically left to stay with a bunch of other Charizards, which never really made any sense to me. But I never saw the full episode, so, yeah, Charizard kicks ass, Charmeleon is okay, and Charmander is adorable and powerful, so it's basically the perfect combination. And that's all I really have to say about Charmander. See you next time!